You are listening to the Ranch Hand Podcast. Well, how have you been, man? It's been a
Good.
while
It sure has.
since, um, elementary school and
Yeah, right.
so what have you been up to? I know
Uh,
you finished high school. What'd you do after high school?
um, did a couple different things. End of high school was obviously COVID, so that
Oh, that's right. I forget
interesting
about
deal.
that. I forget that
I
you
actually,
and Maria were both COVID kids.
yeah, right. Um, I graduated early at actually a semester early from high school,
Okay.
um, which was I didn't know at the time. Obviously, we didn't know about COVID, but proved to be a pretty awesome decision. Like everybody had to do
Yeah.
online school, and I was just done, so that was nice. Um, then went to Western Tech in La Crosse. Um,
Okay.
just a tech school down there, and did an agribusiness degree. Then
Yeah. Is that a was that a 2-year program or 4 years since it's tech
two
school
year, yeah,
2 year?
yep, it was two
Okay.
years, yep,
Nice.
which was also during COVID, so that was kind of at least
Yeah.
half of it wasn't the usual experience, but no, that was good. After that, went down to New Mexico. I did a dairy short course
Okay.
and down in West Texas. It was in New Mexico, right on the Texas border.
Hmm.
That was 6 weeks. That was a lot of fun down there. It's called the U.S. Dairy Education Training Consortium. So kind of a mouthful, but yeah, it was a really cool course. Met some cool people and
Okay.
had fun down there. And then, yeah, I guess that's all for, regular schooling. And then I went to, I did a year working out west at a ranch, a beef buffalo ranch near Bismarck, North Dakota.
Okay. It was North Dakota. I couldn't remember if it was Montana or North Dakota, which one it
Yep.
was, but it's
North
North Dakota.
Dakota,
Okay.
South Central kind of.
How many? So was that like a feedlot? What was that? Or was it just like a?
Nope, not no feed. Well, I mean, they did have a feedlot for the winter, which was like half the year, but no,
Yeah.
it's all grazed. They had about 2,000
Ooh,
cows-ish, I
wow.
think, and then a whole bunch of 400 or 500 buffalo as well. And then they custom graze a bunch of animals for other people as well. So they run about 20,000 acres out there.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I didn't know they run buffalo, but is it like so? Is it mostly buffaloes their main, or is it also beef as well?
It's mostly beef. I mean, I guess they have more beef animals, but they do quite a bit of buffalo as well there.
Oh, okay.
Um, they
Hmm.
have all sorts of stuff going on. They have their own meat labels, so they sell ranch raised beef
Okay.
and bison in their store. They ship nationwide.
Hmm.
They have a brewery on site, so they have a
They're
brewery.
just
There's
they're
also a wedding venue, so
oh
they
yeah,
have
they're just
weddings,
living life
events.
up there.
Oh yeah, they
There's
do. They do it all. And
that's
then also they have a hunting outfit, so they do waterfowl, upland, and whitetail hunts and bison hunts as well.
oh, all right. Dang.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Yeah,
Which is
that's a lot of variety for sure. So I
mm,
guess it keeps them busy. So
right.
that's good. Yeah. Okay. So then, how long were you there for then?
A year,
Oh, just a year.
11 months, or yeah, it was just under a year.
Oh, okay. And then you came back. You came back to Wisconsin right after that.
Yep, yep. So I got back here last fall,
Oh, okay.
24. So been
So,
here about a year and a half now.
oh, okay. So is their operation like, are you on horseback? Like, what is their whole like?
It was mostly four-wheeler just due to the country. I mean, they had a chunk of land just west of the ranch that was 6,000 contiguous acres with no
Uh-huh.
no roads. So just pasture and fence and
Nice.
yeah, just the distance around with the four-wheelers were more efficient, but they do have a lot of horses and did some stuff on horses, but the guy I worked for, so there's three brothers that run the operation along with
Mm-hmm.
their dad. and the brother that I guess I worked for the most, or the main area, he ran the cattle side of the ranch.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
and he was big into rodeo, so he had a bunch of horses and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember when I was working down in Arizona, they ran only beef, and it was like they only ran like 1,000 head or something like that.
Sure.
But since they're in the middle of the desert, they had like 100,000 acres because
Yeah,
they
that's
have to
nuts.
try and feed all these cows. But oh my gosh, they look like they were anorexic because there
Yeah.
is like nothing to eat out there. But
Yeah, a little different up north where there's some grass.
yeah, well, that's
Well,
interesting because North Dakota, I guess North Dakota would be have more grass than a lot of the West because once you start getting into Montana and like Utah and Colorado, it's definitely the grass is a lot more sparse.
right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure about the entire state, but at least, and I think it varies year to year based on,
yeah.
the moisture conditions. But the year I was out there was great. We had tons of grass.
Well, that's good. Makes life a little easier
Hmm.
when you don't have to feed your cows or have to bring stuff in to feed them, I guess.
Right. Yeah, just in the winter when they can't, snow gets too deep to graze.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So what are you doing now with being back home? Are you just like, I guess, what's your role that you're doing on the farm?
So main role, I guess I kind of do a little bit of everything. I spent
Uh-huh.
the first year kind of, I've been here my whole life. I've bounced around and done kind of a little bit of everything.
Hmm.
So the first year I was kind of back, I continued that. I guess I took a more in-depth dive and worked with each individual manager and each area and kind of spent a month or two or a couple weeks or however it shook out,
Hmm.
doing more of an in-depth, um, working with them, more than just summer help type thing.
So more
Did
of
that.
like a manager role, management kind of role,
Yeah, so
almost.
did that
Okay.
with, learned from all the rest of the guys in a deeper dive into their areas. And now I'm the young stock manager.
Okay.
So calves and young stock here and young heifers.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I
guess
saw that
my official role is
you guys had moved all your calves from your little farm down by my parents' place and you moved
yep.
them up closer, which probably makes it easier for transportation, but is
Hmm.
there like a big reason that you guys did that or
Yeah, a couple. The the calf hutches were great for a long time. Just so been 2023, the
Mhm.
fall, winter of 23, or I guess 2022 to 23. We put up four calf barns, which are right behind me out here. Um, One just for, calves out in Wisconsin in the winter, in hutches isn't always the best. It's a lot of snow to deal with and rain and wet conditions. And when you
Yeah.
can when you can control the environment, it makes everything much better for the animals, and for the people. That was one of the unforeseen benefits we gained from these barns, is the which was really cool for us to see, that, we knew about but didn't really maybe know, exactly how cool it was going to be. But yeah, the guys just love it. I mean, understandably, when you can
Yeah.
work in a barn every day instead of out in whatever Mother Nature's throwing at you that day. But
Well,
yeah,
with
uh,
Wisconsin being so bipolar with its
exactly. Yeah, it was 70 last week, and now we got 6 inches of snow. So,
I oh that's so I've yeah, it's so interesting.
hmm. And
Yeah.
animal health too. We've seen some, uh, amazing, average daily gain increases within the barns, when you can control the environment and
Hmm.
dry all the time is a big one.
Well, yeah, it being dry is definitely a big thing, especially with
Mhm.
all the mud that comes with being in Wisconsin, especially when snow starts melting and things like that.
Right.
So, well,
And
that's
when we
cool,
get
dude.
2 feet of snow, we don't have to drag a crew of 20 people out there to go shovel out calf hutches and unbury them.
Well, that was the fun part. You didn't enjoy just going
Right.
out in the middle of negative 30 degrees to go
Right.
check on calves out in the winter.
Everybody enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I was just curious because yeah, I remember I came home and I was like, oh, that's new. I don't remember those being there.
Mhm. Yep.
So, yeah, and then I guess kind of also putting salt on the wound, I did see the big talk of the town of Ezra's deer. So, sorry
Yeah.
you missed that one.
Nope. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, maybe you guys
Congrats to
should do
him.
like a hunting outfit thing or
Yeah,
something, you
right.
know? Get a couple tags and then you just like set people up. I bet you get some pretty wealthy dudes being like, "Yeah, I'll come shoot a massive white-tailed
Yeah,
deer."
right. Well, it's hard enough for us to do it. I don't know if we're quite to that stage yet.
Yeah, I guess maybe just have Ezra take them out or something. Maybe
Yeah,
that would
right.
be the
Nope, that's all part of the chase. And congrats to him. And yeah, it was a um, different. Yeah, I mean, it was that's part of it. Chase a deer
no,
for a couple of years, and it's not the first time it happened, and it definitely won't be the last. So
no, it's true.
hopefully he enjoyed it. And
I think I
nope,
got
all
some of
good.
the
I
meat.
did. What was that?
I think I got to taste some of it and it was tasted he tasted quite well. So,
Yeah, good.
but yeah, no, that's no, I just it's just funny. If you read it to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows Ezra now," and
Oh
like
my
Ezra's
gosh,
like,
yeah, it
"I've
was.
never even met you, dude." I don't know. It's like it's just so
Rumors
funny.
fly like crazy. I mean, it was like days later, and the whole that deer was pretty visible, and a lot of people knew about him. And yeah, big deer, uh, rumors fly quick around here. So
Yeah, well, perks of and downfall of the small town, right?
yeah, right.
Um, so how much land do you guys actually own? Do you lease any of it, or is it like you own it all?
Not all. Got a little bit more confusing this year. I guess maybe we can cover that first. We acquired a second site, so
Okay,
we partnered with a dairy up in near Menominee, north of kind
okay,
of northwestern Wisconsin, and are eventually going to be buying their farm. As of now, we bought the animals and the equipment, and we're leasing the facilities and renting the land. So, um, with going back to the land here at this site, it's about 5,000 acres
okay.
um, that we use to feed the cows. Yeah, about 7,000 acres that we're controlling total.
Hmm.
Owning is, I think we own just under 4,000 of that
Okay.
as a rough number. Can't say
Oh,
exactly for sure, but somewhere in that nature.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just curious because you drive around and I just see your guys' tractors everywhere.
Mhm.
So you just see them up. Well, I guess the visors out everything around.
Nope, not own everything. Yeah, a lot of 7,000 acres is a pretty big number,
So
especially
yeah, for sure, for
last year
sure.
with 5,000, and now it's quite a bit more. So.
Yeah. So do you do that a lot where you will go and acquire other dairies and things? Are you going to keep those locations or are you going to hopefully move them to your central location where you guys are at?
Nope, it'll stay there. It's
Okay.
the first time we've done it. It's a growing model in the industry. New
Mm-hmm.
dairies are so extremely expensive to build, and a lot of people are doing that where they're taking over an existing dairy and maybe
Mm-hmm.
doing some renovations or updating a little bit. But yeah, it's gaining popularity in the industry. So no, that we'll keep. They'll stay separate. We're kind of maxed out here for a couple different reasons. Water being one. We have 10 wells and we can't hardly have enough water for the animals we do have. And manure is another big one. We don't have um, the manure storage or land capacity to
Mm-hmm.
distribute the manure over. So this site where we're at here is pretty well maxed out. So our
Mm-hmm.
only option was to go find a new one. So
Gotcha. Okay. So are you, I mean, are there other, well, this might be more like secret stuff, but are there other farms that you're also looking at right now of acquiring and kind of
uh,
leasing out the property almost?
yeah, nothing major on the docket. This one actually was Jim Kuslik is his name. He actually reached out to us and said and
Oh,
asked. He had tried to sell it outright for quite a few years and didn't have any luck. And he brought the offer to us, and we weren't exactly maybe looking for it, but it was the right time for us, and we um, over the course of about 6 months made the decision that this was the way we wanted to go, and it's turned out to be awesome so far.
mm-hmm.
But no, as far as we're not seeking out any second one so far. We're still trying to wrap our brains around this one. That was
Gotcha.
back in July, so
Yeah.
10 months.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So I guess how's the work? Do you bring workers there, or is he still like the guy who wanted to sell? Is he still kind of day to day, kind of doing the tasks? How's that all looking?
So employees pretty much for the most part all stayed the same. We kept the same employees there that he had previously.
Okay.
His son, Alex, is stayed on as well, and he's our site manager there. So he runs all the kind of like my dad would be here. He runs all the day-to-day,
Okay.
manage all the employees and the HR stuff and parlor and whatever that title brings. Jim, his dad, is stepped away, and he's got some other things going on. He's yeah, not directly involved with the farm anymore. Still helping out a little bit, doing different things, but oh, he's yeah, moved
Oh.
on and doing something different. So, but no, great people, and it's
Hmm.
been a lot of fun so far.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good. I mean, distribute the since you're maxed out, start
Hmm.
branching out a little more. That's
Yep, and it
good.
creates some opportunities for efficiencies. We actually calve everything here, so all the calvings and all the calves are at the home site in Chile, and then up there, and we call it in Hillsdale is the town. They just milk cows, breed cows, and feed cows, and that's about it. We keep it really simple. Don't
Hmm.
have to have any of the transition animals. No fresh cows, no big headaches up there. Try to keep it
Hmm.
real lean and simple, and keep the one calving site here and get a little bit more lean on labor
Okay.
there. So, and that's also only young animals, so it's only first and second lactation. So keeping all the old cows here, all the calvings, all the transition animals, trying to keep all the major problems in one place.
Yeah. Well, it's a quicker drive probably too than trying to drive all the way there.
Right.
So, well,
Yeah, it's a
right on.
2 hour drive, so it's decent.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, so with okay, there's a lot of things I would ask. Okay, let's start with this. So for calving, how many calves do you get per year, like newborn calves?
Per
Both?
year, we're averaging right now about 25 a day
Oh wow.
calves. Yeah, so heifer calves. So the way we breed is we have a target number of heifer calves we try to get every month. So
Hmm.
we're trying to get about right now our goal is to try to get 135 heifer calves per month,
Okay.
and everything over and above that gets bred to beef. So we're breeding so the best cows in our herd we're breeding to get a heifer calf.
Hmm.
The rest of the cows after we reach that goal is getting bred to Angus.
Okay.
They're they're beef on dairy calves, which we're selling right at birth. So we
Uh-huh.
only keep heifer calves.
Oh, okay. Um, all right. Then so you after that, like many years do you get out of let's say
Also
after
think
their first
I think I said 25 calves a day. I meant 15, not 25.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
15 calves a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, still that's a lot of calves.
Yeah. And I
Um,
mean, that's just an average. Some day it's 5, some days it's 25 and 30.
yeah, no. So going back to so how many cows or I guess how many years do you get out of a cow once they start lactating?
Yeah, I mean, it's another a big variance, but our average lactation here is probably you know, 4-ish. I don't
Hmm.
exactly know. It's probably 3 point something. Um, but yeah, a lot of cows can be sixth lactation, seventh lactation. We have a couple eighth lactation cows here, which
Hmm.
means they're about 10 years old. But that's about the maximum. There's maybe the occasional ninth lactation,
Hmm.
but yeah, you can, yeah. So if they're 5, 6 years old, it's probably about the average.
And then I guess once they're done lactating, what do you do with them? Do you just sell them for beef? Like what do you end up
Yep.
doing?
Pretty much. So we call every week about 10 cows that we sell along with some other ones. So if we're averaging maybe 15 to 20 cows sold every single week
Okay.
for various reasons. It could be milk production, it could be injury, it could be mastitis, somatic cell count reasons. It's a large variety of reasons why they leave the herd, but yeah, we're selling anywhere from 10 to 25 cows a week. And then that's backfilling with new springing heifers.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's good that you're having on average 15 cows per day coming back
Yeah,
into the world, so it
right.
kind of balances out. Um, and then so I know I ran into your dad when I was walking my parents' dog at some point, and he said there's that field by one of your houses. Are you running beef cows on that?
Yeah, right to the east of my dad's house. This was just kind of started. So forever, we've always distributed beef out to our employees as kind of an incentive thing. Every
Uh-huh.
year, we keep a small number of those black Angus calves every couple times a year, and we just finish them out. We just run them through the barns, just like if they were a heifer, and then butcher them at, when they're ready to be butchered.
Hmm.
Um, After coming back from North Dakota, I think I was used to looking at some cows, and I had an idea to put some out on pasture. So I don't know. The first one was just kind of they're cool to look at. And we
Yeah.
can maybe hold a few more out there. So that was kind of how it started. Was we were just going to run the cows that or the steers that we were going to use for employee butcher and
Hmm.
personal use out in that little pasture. It's like 15 acres out there. Last year, I think I had 15 animals out there or something.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask how many you were running, so just about 15 or so.
hmm yeah, so that was, and then from there, it's kind of expanded a little bit. Kind of my new trial that I'm going after the next couple of years. So I'm putting up another pasture as well. It'll be another 10, 15 acres. And I'm holding quite a few more of those calves back, and we're gonna raise them up to slaughter weight.
Hmm.
So my goal is to kind of do if I can do 20 to 40 per year is kind of the idea. Main reason behind it is every day when we're feeding cows, our milk cows here, there's way back or refusal that we feed over and above what they eat every day.
Hmm.
We clean that out. Some of it gets fed back to certain animals. So the lower importance animals, I guess, are the ones that aren't the high producing milk cows, whether it be heifers or dry cows or late
Hmm.
lactating cows. We feed some of that way back to. And the second day after, it's scraped out again, or after we clean it out of those pens, we don't use it a third time. The second day is the most that ever gets fed back.
Okay.
So from there, it gets thrown away because we don't have any animals that we can feed it to. And that seems kind of silly. So, and it can amount to a decent amount if it's 3,000 pounds a day sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It sucks throwing away that much feed every day. So I figured we already have the supply of calves and we have the infrastructure and way to do it. So I wanted to keep some beef cows around to burn up that feed that we're just
Thrown
paying
away.
and throwing away.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. More efficiently keep, and
hmm
you're not just throwing money down the drain that's coming in.
Right. Yeah, your biggest cost in raising the animals is the feed cost. So if you
Yeah.
can at zero, then you can make a little money doing it. Or not zero, but technically it's already paid for. So
Yeah. No, that's true. So are you guys processing them or are you doing that through somebody else who's doing that?
yeah, we have a local processor here that's doing that. So we're not doing any of that part.
You're not in
But
that
yeah, this
part
is all
yet?
brand new, so I've actually haven't even done it yet.
Oh, okay.
Sold a couple to friends and family or whatever, but this year, uh, I don't have any that are. I just started keeping them back last summer.
Hmm.
By the end of this year, I'll have the first ones that will be available to sell to the whoever, to the community.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that's the next thing after you do it for a while. You're like, well, let's go start getting into the slaughtering part of it too. So that
Yeah,
we,
you never know.
um, okay.
Probably need
Well,
more than
that's
30 animals to do that though.
yeah, I guess that's true. So how many? Okay, going back to dairy. Um, on average, this is another average question. Generally, how much are you getting out of a cow? And then after that, how often do they go through and get milked? Like we'll say in a month.
Yep. So right now our rolling herd average is between both sites is somewhere around 93 to 94 pounds of milk per day per cow.
Wow.
So we're filling up about 6 milk tankers every day between the two sites.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything's milked 3 times a day. So
Oh,
we have
geez.
two parlors, both sites are the exact same. They're both double 25s. So we're running 4,000 between the two sites, running 4,000 cows through two parlors 3 times a day.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Yep.
keep you busy.
Animals.
That's a lot of cow, a lot of milk. Um, and I'm assuming you distribute it to a lot of people, obviously, like Nasonville Dairy, I assume. Um, and some other, are there other dairies around, or they've,
So here everything goes to Nasonville. So all of
oh,
our
okay.
milk from the Normie Lane chili site goes to Nasonville. at the other dairy is called 4 Mile Creek.
Hmm.
At 4 Mile Creek site, all that is going to Burnett Co-op, which is northwest of there yet, even further. And actually, some of that milk is also coming back to Nasonville Dairy. So
Oh,
between both sites, everything goes to Burnett Co-op and Nasonville Dairy. All
okay.
three.
Okay. Yeah, I assumed I wasn't sure if you distribute it to other people, but I mean it makes sense that it's Nasonville. Um,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
not too far away, about 5 miles. So
yeah. Well, then your gas costs go down too, which is also super helpful. So not having to
yeah.
transport it very far helps too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so are your siblings helping out at all? Like, is it just you and your dad right now? Because I know your other two are your sister and brother are probably at college right now, I assume.
Yep. Yeah. So currently, it's just Dad and I, along with our team of now 70 employees.
Mm,
Pretty crazy number.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as Jordana and Dawson, they are, yeah, Dawson's a senior in high school.
Oh,
Jordana is she's in her junior year at lacrosse, and Dawson's going to Eau Claire next year to play football. So who knows? Yeah, I don't
nice.
know. Not sure. I don't think Jordana will be directly involved with the farm, but yeah, not sure about Dawson yet. I think he probably wants to, so hopefully that works out.
Yeah. You just have to, you guys will have to fight for position or something, or
Yeah,
whoever's
no.
gonna end up running it once your dad decides to step down.
Lots of time for that.
You guys have to set up like a test or something beforehand, so you have like an arm wrestling match or something.
Yeah.
That'd be, well, that's cool. So I forgot that Dawson, I for some reason thought he was Grace's age, my youngest sister's age, but I guess he's a year
Okay.
younger. I didn't think about
Okay.
that. So I assumed he was at college already because that's where Grace is, but I guess he's a year younger, so that's good to
Yeah,
know.
not quite. So yeah, he's excited going to play some more football. So
Yeah, I think that's what Josh wants to do is try and get into college and play football
mhm.
somewhere. He wants to play at like some D1 school or something
Yeah,
probably, but I'm
he's
like,
built for it.
well, yeah. I mean, he's got say that is quite the process, especially trying to go at D1 school. I mean, you
Yeah, for
gotta
sure.
gotta know the right people and you gotta be a freak athlete.
Mhm.
Um, so do you produce most of your food, the feed for your cows, or I guess how does that process look? Like, how do you feed them? Is it mostly you guys doing it?
Yep, we do. So out of our 5,000, let's just take the home farm here, for example. The 5,000 acres that we run, pretty much on a normal year, almost all of it goes into feeding the cows. We do buy additional feed products. Um, we buy we chop everything. So all of our corn goes into corn silage. For the most part, once in a while we have some extra acres where we sell for grain corn that we then buy back. So we,
Hmm.
we, we feed some dry corn, and some other different products that we purchase. But for the large majority of everything is grown right here locally and fed back to the cows from all of our
Okay.
acres.
And so obviously you rotate your crops. So I know you run corn. What else do you run or grow, I guess is.
Hmm. Corn, alfalfa, some alfalfa grass mixes. Wheat we use as kind of a wheat is more of a crop rotation um, tool to switch between different crops. We can double crop some acres,
Mhm.
limited amount of soybeans, and that's about it.
Hmm.
And then
When you
yeah, some different grasses, sorghum, um, stuff
okay,
like that. But yeah, the big three are, I mean, it's basically just two. It's alfalfa and corn with wheat, soybeans, and some other stuff.
okay. And so when you say the wheat is like a rotating crop, is that what does that help with the like soil or something? Does it like help remineralize it or something so you can put those other crops that you want back in there, or how's that all work?
Yeah, some of that. I'm not the crop expert. Jared, our crop manager, would be able to answer these questions in much greater depth. But we like to fall seed our alfalfa.
Okay.
Works better for us. We've been doing that recently and been really happy with it. So we use the wheat that we can seed in the fall. So, we also cover crop all of our acres. So we're planting wheat on all the corn acres after we harvest the corn.
Hmm.
And we're using fall seeded wheat, which then we harvest in, midsummer, and then coming back after we harvest the wheat and planting alfalfa to harvest the following year.
Okay.
And beans kind of do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't really. I'm not a crop expert either. I had to take like some science class at some point, and I was lost. I got hardcore carried in that class for
Yeah.
sure. Because I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what we're doing. But
Yeah, it's a pretty there's a million things that go into it, just like any area farming, but yeah, it's a
yeah,
science, sure.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. There's a lot you can splice genes or something with them and like make these crops. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You lost me. I'm like, I have no idea.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very, very cool. Um, yeah, so you guys have because how many generations is your farm?
So I'm fourth.
Okay.
So started in the 40s with my great grandpa
Okay.
Norman and Elaine, his wife. And yeah, started with 18 cows or 20 cows and some horses and uh kind of slowly grew from there. I think they had a barn fire in the 60s,
Okay.
and after that built back a new kind of state-of-the-art tie stall barn for 80 cows, size for 80 cows. From there, added a freestall barn on, which was brought up to 120 cows, I believe. And then in 2000, when my dad came back from college, is when we built this this site, which is still standing here today. So that was the
Hmm.
double 25 parlor and about 1,200 cows. And then slowly from 2000, we added on three more barns, and that's where we are today.
Yeah, that's that's quite the growth.
Hmm.
So how many, wait, did you answer, how many are you milking a day?
At this site, it's like
2,000?
2,200. Yeah, and it's
Okay.
4,000 total between the two sites. But here, yeah, it's about 1,650 there and 2,300 here ish.
And is that in total of like how many you have at that site? Or
No, so we also have dry cows and springing heifers here at this site.
okay.
So there's an additional 400 animals here that are that are dry cows or heifers that are about to calve.
Okay. Oh, all right. That makes sense. Yeah, that's did you growing up, did you think you were gonna be this is where you're gonna end up? I'm gonna run this farm, like work it. Like, is that where you thought you were going from a pretty young age, or did you?
Yeah, I guess I never really knew anything different or had anything different in my mind. I guess that was always kind of the plan, and luckily I was fortunate enough that it worked out. And but yeah, there was never anything else. It was always here.
No. Well, that's good. I mean, it makes your career path a lot easier and simpler than trying to get
Didn't
into
have to
college.
question
And
it too much. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Luckily, Dad let me back in.
yeah, that's so nice of him. Because yeah, I mean, I know tons of. I mean, I changed my major. Oh, so I went down to Arizona because the guy who ran the ranch down there, he's a vet too, which works great for them because then he can do all their vet stuff for their cows and stuff, and it works great. But I originally went into college thinking, oh, I want to be a vet. Like that sounds awesome. Like I'm gonna, and then I took some biology classes and stuff. I was like, I don't want to be a vet. And then
Yeah.
I went down there and I was like, I really don't want to be a vet.
Yep.
But
How long were you down there for?
it was just like a summer thing, so I just went down for a few months.
Gotcha.
Um, it was just in between semesters, and so I loved it. It was super fun. Like cowboying it up all summer, so
Hmm.
fun. I got so badly sunburnt though.
Yeah.
I was like blistering and stuff. It was pretty bad. But yeah, they started me like my first day. We had to, since they own so many acres and it's so dry down there, they have to have all those acres. I got on a quad and we just drove around and collected cows for like the whole day. And then, like, that's how I spent a good majority of my time. And then I spent another bulk of it just cutting pipe for this new corral they were trying to build. So it's pretty full cowboy experience, which was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Got to get on a horse and chase cows and stuff and
Fun.
really get to live the cowboy dream. So it was
Right.
fun.
Yep.
But yeah, my wife and I hope to start our own, well, probably more likely buy a ranch someday because the lifestyle is just so good. I mean, you understand coming up from the farm lifestyle. I mean, once you live it, you're like, oh, this is just it's the way to go for sure. Like,
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
so yeah, that's my wife and I hope to buy a ranch someday. She wants to live out in the west though, which I'm kind of like, there's no water out here, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to deal with that part of it.
Oh,
But
where is she from?
she's from Utah, so
Okay.
yeah,
No water.
yeah. Well, she doesn't like the humidity, I guess, is what it comes
Yeah,
down to. And I'm like,
understandable.
well, at least there's water out there, and I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about like trying to build a well 100 feet down to get to water. So, but we'll see what happens because we got a little bit before we can afford something like that. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, but yeah, well,
What are you doing now in Colorado?
so I'm just finishing up. I'm actually doing an ag business degree as well. Mine's a 4-year program though, and so I'm just finishing up online. And then my wife, she's going to grad school. She's
Okay.
studying. All right, let me make sure I get this right. Social work, but she wants to get this certificate that you can use this human animal interaction thing to like do therapy with people.
Okay.
Because she wants to use horses because horses will like sync up with your heart and stuff, and she wants
Mhm.
to use horses to with like special needs kids and stuff like that to do therapy with them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a place around here that does that. It's over by Auburndale.
Oh, well, maybe we should go when we come out. We're gonna be out there this summer. Maybe we'll have to go see if we can stop by because I think Joel would and my wife would enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then once I finish school in December, I'm actually gonna be jumping into the military after that. So
Okay.
yeah, so it'll
Cool.
be fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of what we're up to. Just living life, I guess, doing
Yep.
homework and working.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. When did you start the podcast?
Pretty recently, I have a bunch of business classes. You know, when you take as business, they make you
Hmm.
take all these business classes, and he's one of them. He's like, "Yeah, we're just start a business, and we're gonna like you can make a fake one, whatever you want." And I was, since my wife and I do want to learn, since we're not experts, we want to learn more about ranching and farming and stuff like that because we do want to own one day. And so talking with people, I was like, why don't I just talk to people who are already doing it? I record it, then I don't have to take notes the whole time while they're
Yeah.
talking, and I could just go back and listen or watch it. And so that's kind
Yeah.
of where the idea came from. Um, and so yeah, just kind of trying to set them up with people and see where it goes. But yeah, it's mostly for just learning purposes.
Well, I'm definitely not an expert, but I'm happy to share. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like I said, it's just learning thing. I mean, I know you're still learning, obviously, how everything works and stuff. But you're definitely a lot more knowledgeable about dairy or that industry in general than I am for
Hmm.
sure. And even farming in general, like your way, I'm not even in the same ballpark. And so, yeah, I'm happy to just sit and talk with people and let them talk and tell me all about it because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's a great way to learn. It's how we
yeah,
all, how everybody learns. Yeah. No, it's fun. It's the best life you can ask for. I'm extremely blessed to be in the position I'm in, and um, hopefully we can do something good about it. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it'll be
No.
interesting to see how the beef cattle work out and how that operation pans out. Because,
Yeah, in the
um,
grand scheme of things, it's kind of just a drop in the bucket. But
yeah,
Dad and I've always kind of said, or Dad said that eventually, maybe, hopefully, Normie Lane can do something more than just milk cows. Uh,
hmm
I don't know if this is it or not, but it's just a nice little experiment and something that, in thinking about that, I want to do something more than milk cows, but you also got to be passionate about it.
yeah,
And Dad and I are also always very passionate about, clean eating and healthy lifestyles and, knowing where your food comes from, which I don't think is a trend that's slowing down anytime soon.
no,
So I think this is a good way to kind of get your foot in the door and see where it goes. And I mean, yeah, and we are passionate about it. So I think it's at a very small scale, but I think it's something cool to do in the community. And yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a fun deal.
No, I think that's an important point to make, is especially when it comes to anything farming related, because the markets just fluctuate so much. You have to be like passionate and like, this is
Mhm.
what I want to do. Because if it's like a half-ass kind of thing, you're like, it's never gonna really, I mean, you're gonna go through a rough time and you're just gonna throw it in the towel because it's, I mean, that's just how it goes.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I mean, it's beef is I agree. I think it's good to know where your food comes from, and I think that's a, I mean, if you can throw in the what's the word? Everybody, the organic.
Yeah, well,
If
I
you
don't
can
know.
throw in the organic, then it's
Yeah,
like real niche and like
right.
whatever.
Yeah, $15 a pound. No, the other
Yeah.
cool thing too is, as a dairy, you don't really have anything to actually market, right? You're not selling a product specifically, or there's nothing tangible to gain from doing a bunch of, um, you have no real product to market. Whereas the beef
Hmm.
thing, you can kind of you can do a little bit on social media and you can make some videos and you can kind of share. That's my goal. One of my goals here too this next couple of years is to kind of um, do some more social media stuff. I'm building a
Hmm.
website right now and just kind of show what we do and why we love the life we live and what goes on here and be able to uh, to share more. And this beef is almost an excuse to do that, where you
Yep.
can promote that, but also kind of share some other cool things.
Yeah, maybe you should start a little channel or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that's also kind of a niche thing. I mean, a lot of people are looking for that kind of homestead kind of vibe, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
And so I mean, that's a big thing right now, is everybody's kind of looking at that. Um, but yeah, maybe that's something you can get into filming or something like that and just start making cool videos of Normally Lake
Yeah.
farms.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to a lot more this year. Just got to be more intentional about it, is just taking the camera with you. And
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time. It's not a all them guys that do it, it's not a super easy thing to do.
Yeah,
So,
no, Joelle,
but
my wife was working at this ranch. They do like rides. Their thing is Highland cows, the really hairy ones that
yeah.
everybody's obsessed with for some reason. They do taste good, I will say that. They gave us some meat. Yeah, super good. But they do like trail rides and stuff like that, and they'll let you go see the Highland cows and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's I think they do all their packaging though. So they like send it all out. And so,
Okay.
but yeah, so that might be an idea. You package it and kind of send it out that way. Because yeah, I would love to get on their meat packaging list where they send you boxes of meat. That sounds great. That was some of the best steak I made in a while. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, for sure. You'll have to keep me in the loop, 'cause and what you're doing, because eventually I'll get there and I'll want to be running some beef cows. But
Yeah. No, always reach out if you have any questions or whatever. Can't promise
yeah.
you I have the answer, but I can probably find it for you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And uh yeah, well, thank you for taking your time. I mean, I know we talked for a good 45 or 50 minutes or so, so appreciate you coming on and talking with me just about your operation and things like that. I'll make sure to let you know when I'm gonna post it. Right now I'm kind of building up a storage of interviews, and then I'll slowly, just like one per week or whatever I feel like, I'll start posting them. But I'll let you know when I post this one. And I'll just do some minor editing, probably the very beginning where we could talk to each other.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll let you know, and then you can just post it or share it or whatever you like. But yeah, I'll make sure to let you know when I get to that point.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on and talking with me, and I'll let you go do work. I assume you have some stuff you got to do. So, or are you off? I guess is the real question right now.
Yep. I'm going home for dinner.
Oh, right on. All right.
8 o'clock
Well,
here.
yeah, I don't want to keep you away from your dinner, so I'll let you get to it. But I appreciate it, Emmett, and
Yeah.
yeah,
No problem.
so
No, anytime.
yeah, no, and if you need if there's anything I can do, let me know. I'm not sure what I would be able to offer. I don't know if you want like I'm gonna be well when I join the military. I'm gonna be in Texas for a while. So if you want to come down, I'm gonna try and
Sure.
convince my dad to come down to do
There
some
you go.
hunts down there. So
Yeah.
if you want to go like hog hunting or something, I might be able to. We can figure something out. So,
Yep. Cool.
but well, have a good night, Emmett. Go eat your dinner, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Noah. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for watching or listening to this show. If you're enjoying the show, please like, subscribe, and even share with a friend. And we will see you next time on the Ranch Hand Show, where we will continue to grow our plans.